What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas, first of all, because as of right now it is 9 p.m. on December 25th. I've been getting a lot of comments on my YouTube channel asking what cards I use, and I use the same cards every single time, minus if I'm going for top 1%, like I did in my last video. I'll replace some that aren't necessary on the map for the what's it called, for the score boosts. Yeah, like as you can see, all my cards on Mac are level 5 except for this one, because I can't get them, and most of the time people would be happy not to get them, but it's currently the last one that I need. But anyway, we're gonna start with my boy Mac, because I love Mac. As you can see, he's almost done. 14 extra gold cards. So we have 60% increased damage in the Venom. We definitely want that, because most maps nowadays have the Venom moving twice as fast or 4 times as fast, or it's hard and you get stuck behind and the Venom's catching up to you. So that's very useful. 60% bonus damage for Mac is very good, especially since he was nerfed recently. We use 100% increased bolt talk capacity so that we can have more shots. You definitely want Mac to have ammo, otherwise he's useless. He has the worst melee. It takes like 4 hits to kill a Juvie, so you definitely don't want that. 50% damage resistance while in the Venom. The same reasons as the Adrenaline Junkie over here. You're in the Venom a lot, especially on hard maps, especially if the Venom moves faster. And it's nice to have 50% more health, pretty much. Alright, you need this one. Everyone knows why you need this one. Active pistol bullets cause bleeding for 60% of damage. It used to be a lot more, it got nerfed as I said, but it's still his best card. It's the only thing useful for him. If he doesn't have bleeding bolt talk, he sucks. And then 50% increased health. So Mac is literally a tank at this point. Especially if you're in the Venom, where you do more damage, you are 50% more damage resistant, and and you get 50% increased health. It's crazy. Some of these other cards look good, but I mean, like his gold card, kills extend the barrier. I really only use the barrier if I'm about to die, or if I need to revive people, or I'm being shot at by something like a claw. I mean, the barrier is nice to move, but it's not, I don't really use it to kill things, and on Master you don't really kill things fast enough for it to last that long anyway. Like 2.5 seconds is not a lot of time, and it takes a lot of time to get kills. Let's see, score boost, you only need that if you're going for top 1%. Most maps, if you beat on Master, you're automatically top 1%, but lately it's been getting hard, so. Another barrier one we don't need. And I'm not going to go through all these cards, but I mean, some of them look nice, but they're not necessary. And the best 5 are these ones up here. So, alright, that's my Mac. Mac is my boy. I think I have days played on Mac. Last time I looked. I forgot where that is, but anyway, let's move on. I'll start with the main 3. Maybe I'll do Emile since he's up there. I'm gonna make sure I didn't actually mess with this at all. Alright. Keegan's best card is Shredder. I don't use Keegan as much, so these cards aren't gonna be as high of level. He's the guy I started with though, so I like Keegan. Exploding hits cause bleed for, it can go up to 50% of damage though. I have it at 45 right now, which is good enough. Alright, so this card is really good. You hear a lot the grenade glitch. Keegan is known for the grenade glitch. See over here, you need this card. Grenade capacity increased by 5. So if you don't already know, if someone else is holding their max capacity of grenades, which is 2, any other character besides Sarah Connor can hold 2 grenades at most, I believe. So when you drop those on the ground for another player to pick up, with this card on, Keegan, the game thinks, oh, the max amount of grenades you can hold is on the ground right here. So when Keegan picks it up, it goes from 2 grenades to 7. Because Keegan's max is 7. So you're transferring the max amount of grenades, which is 2 from one character, to the max to Keegan, which is 7. So yeah. So you need both of those cards. And then you can, when Keegan gets the 7 grenades, you hold down like left trigger and press Y, whatever your button combo is, you give 2 nades to someone else. Now you have 5 grenades that do 50% bleed damage. And someone else has 2 again, so they can drop them again. You can just keep doing it over and over, never run out of nades. Let's see. Ultimate cooldown reduced by 20 seconds on kill. So when Keegan marks a target, any player who kills that target gets 20 seconds taken off of their ultimate, which is very useful if you want your special fast. Alright, this is a good one right here. The resupply recharges ammo for explosive weapons 30% faster while in the Venom. So, normally when you drop your supply, it doesn't do explosive weapons, I believe. It just did normal weapons. But Keegan being an explosive bleeding damage class, this is very useful. You can take any weapon that explodes, boom shot, torque bow. You can run into the Venom, not the Venom that kills you, like just the light green layer where you're safe, but it's telling you, hey, the Venom is here. You can stand in there and drop it, and it'll recharge your boom shot, your torque bow, I don't know, drop shot. So, and that is very good thing for Keegan to have. And then resupply is increased by 15% per teammate, so they get more ammo faster. You know what I mean? So that's my Keegan setup. I mean, does he have any other good cards that you might use sometimes? If you want to get, they're not necessary. I mean, the hammer burst is a good one sometimes, I guess. Marking additional targets might be good also. Especially the one that automatically marks aggressive enemies. That's good for the card that I was just talking about, where they're marked. This one where they're marked, they fill your super faster. So that's that one. That could be good, but this is my setup. I think these are the best 5 cards. I could be wrong. I mean, people that use these characters more than me might have it better. It might be different depending on what map. It's all your preference, but I mean, we've done them all so far pretty good with this. Alright, ooh, I can actually upgrade this card while we're here. Shows how long I've been on this character for. Alright, for Lahni. So this is a new card for Lahni. It came out with the update. This is a very good card for Lahni. Melee damage and Venom causes bleeding for, I imagine it goes up to 50. Which is good. I need to work on my Lahni, obviously. But yeah, she used to be a good meleeer. Her special is so good. It's so much better than Emile's. But Emile has the bleeding normally. So this is good if you're in the Venom on all the maps that, like I said, the Venom moves fast or whatever. She actually gets bleeding too. So that makes her amazing. Now this is really good. Electro Blade, it gives stim. It goes up to 200% stim. That's crazy. Immediately. So you can just keep. That's when you use your shock special. You can just keep getting your stim. That's crazy. 200% stim. So yeah, that'll keep you from going down while you're slashing a big mob of enemies. 100% increased melee damage. So she's already got a good melee. Does 100% more damage. The Juvie Exterminator. If you're on Master, those Juvies will one hit you sometime, or 2 hit you. Maybe 1 hit you when certain modifiers are on, but I need to work on my shock chain, because this card you can shock up to 5 nearby enemies. So, like on the Descent, when you're just after the second safe room and you're trying to, or no, right before the second safe room? Yeah, when you're right before the second safe room and you're trying to run across that like little bridge and there's the 2 Scions and all the other enemies there, this is really good. You have her slash an enemy, it shocks everything around you and try to have people just run. So it's a good way to stun all the surrounding enemies so you can get through there pretty easily. And then, you know, damage resistant and the venom, always a good thing. Especially if it's a map that's kind of harder to progress. Some of these other cards are good. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a reason anyone might use any of these other cards. I mean, you could vouch for it, I'm sure there's some reason, but this is my setup. And now clearly I don't use her as much as I should. I need to start. Once Mac is done, I'll probably do that, but alright. Maybe I'll go through all these. I mean, most of these characters, like Marcus, people that no one really uses, but let's go with Emile. Let's see, Emile, Emile, like, he had another one, I can't remember how to pronounce it. There's so many ways people have heard people say his name. I call him Emile. If that's wrong, whatever, man, I don't know. But so, I have close range kills, recharge drop shield for 22 seconds. It can go up to 25, I guess. But he's a close range fighter. He's got a bleeding melee automatically. So, that's his role. Melee, melee, roll back. If it's a grenadier that you can't, that you're gonna get one hit by. Oh, he's got stim too. This card, you need this. Regenerate stim while undamaged. It goes up to 5 seconds. It would cost me 19,000 scrap. Damn, that's a lot. But yeah, you need that card. That is nice. That can make the difference between getting down, escaping. You can get free hits on things without dying. Oh, here's the card right here. Melee hits cause bleeding for 100% of damage. Oh, so that's a card. I thought he had that automatically. Well, anyway, you need that card. That's the card you want right there. And then 100% increased melee damage. And then I have 50% increased drop shield duration. Honestly, I don't really use the shield that much unless I'm panicking. Drop a panic bubble. Like on Ice Queen, if you get sniped, you can run and drop a panic bubble to protect the guy from getting killed. Because, I mean, this card's useless, so a team score, 25% increased damage and active effects. I mean, I can't remember the last time I used a shotgun in Escape at all. Unless I just picked it up for some reason. And then two, so yeah, I mean, really, these cards are useless. So these are the best 5 for Emile. Oh, that was kind of quick. Maybe I'll go over the rest of these. I don't know. Who else is even useful in this? I actually don't even think I have a class set up for Marcus yet. That's too much time. I'm not going to waste my time with Marcus. Don't use Marcus in Escape. Let's leave it that way. It's that one over him. Alright, Cog Gear is not bad. And I have a class set up for him too. Alright, so Team Revive. Reviving a teammate uses Team Revive, gives both of you 40% stim. Alright, so I'm imagining if you pop this and whoever you pick up with it will have 40% stim when they get up so they could take a free hit. So I have that on. Grenade kills recharge Team Revive. You know, I'm not sure that I've actually used Cog Gear for like a serious run. I might have just put cards on. Killing marked targets heals for 1250 health. That's pretty ridiculous. I can upgrade this to max. Alright, Razor's Edge, 30% damage resistant as health lowers. So the lower your health gets, the more shots you can take, which is pretty neat. Negative 28% damage taken when not heavily wounded. So when you're at full health, you take less damage, and when you're at low health, you take less damage. So that's pretty cool. The cool thing I will say about Cog Gear, his special is to revive everybody if they're down from anywhere without touching him. That includes himself. That includes if all 3 of you are down, the game will not end if he has his special. He can pick everyone up. So that is a big clutch right there. I've actually had that happen. Alright, that's only useful in Horde. I don't even know why that card is in here. That doesn't make any sense. If I put that on, it's useless. You could have Lancer and Snub Pistol damage if you really want. That's about all it's useful on him. Alright, Cat. Let's see what we got for Cat. This character was broken when the game first out, and you could have permanent special abilities. You could just keep sending out her little hologram and distract all the enemies. I didn't even know about it till they patched it, so I got screwed on that one. I never even ended up using it. But 150% longer hologram duration, so you could send this off somewhere and have enemies distracted and try and run by them if you have to. You could use it at the very end, send the hologram out while the doors are closing, and that way they'll stand there and attack it instead of rushing you. She's got the same perk as Emile, where she regenerates stim if she's not shot for a certain amount of time, which could go down to 5 seconds. Very useful. I have a team scorecard on. I have no idea why. I also have a... Am I in Escape or am I in Horde? I have 2 cards that are... Alright, don't use these cards. I don't know why I have a team score on. And I also don't know why I have this on in Escape, because those are both useless. And this. Oh. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's together figure out some good cards for her then. If she has any. She doesn't have any. Alright, stim capacity is increased 20%. So her stim can go even higher than whatever it is, 100% I guess? I don't know. So she has more stim than Emile. I guess that's cool. We're gonna put that card on. What? Dude, does she have enough cards for Escape at all? Score boosts. Hits from behind with the snub extend hologram by 50. That's really one of her cards. Does any enemy use a snub pistol besides us? I don't think so. Do I have to have my team shoot me for that? There we go. She has some poopy cards. I guess I'll use the snub one because the rest of them look like Horde, 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 Horde. I see now why I had this card on. She literally doesn't even have enough cards for Escape. She doesn't have enough cards for Escape to fill the slots, dude. That's pretty sad. Oh my god, I am in Escape. That's pathetic. I don't know, whatever. Sarah Connor. Let's see what we got for Sarah Connor. Because that was terrible, oh my god. Alright, 30% melee resistance, so... Maybe... I haven't used her in a while, so don't quote me on this, but maybe she can tank a hit on Master from an elite grenadier. That would be pretty sick if she could tank a hit from an elite grenadier. 200% increased stopping power. Enemies are running at you, boom, shotgun them, they're like, whoa, they stop in their tracks. That's pretty nice to slow enemies down. She can hold 7 grenades just like Keegan. She can do the grenade glitch just like Keegan. The only problem is she does not have bleeding damage, so it's like she can have grenades, but maybe shocks would be better. She can hold a bunch of shock grenades. 60% increased damage and blast radius, so I mean, there you go. If you're using frags, at least you get more damage and blast radius, but it's still not as good as Keegan. Heavy preparations, 85% more ammo capacity, so if she picks up... I wouldn't give her a salvo because like I said, Keegan is way better with bleed with explosives, but any other heavy weapon she gets bonus ammo, so she can have a lot of ammo with that. I don't even know what this means. What's heavy hitter? Is that one of these cards? Oh, I'm assuming that's her special. So you get, I'm assuming that's her special, I have no idea. And she gets 6 seconds added to it on a shotgun streak? Oh, on successive shotgun hits. So if she hits like 2 shotgun shots in a row, it recharges 7 seconds to her super. I don't know. I don't know what it means. That's probably why I'm not using it. But, wait, no, what did I do? I don't want to go back. No, stop it. Alright. Alright, I have not used Baird at all, dude. He's level 2, so we're gonna skip him for the time being. We're gonna go to Lizzy. Lizzy is interesting. Oh my god, I believe this is gonna be a nightmare to look at too. We're gonna be looking at this together for the first time. So currently what I have on is you equip a mulcher that causes bleeding for 20 seconds, or 20% of damage dealt. Bleeding, any character. Bleeding is the card you want for escape. Maybe Horde, I don't know. But I'm not as big into Horde since I can't make it 50 waves without lagging out most of the time. But definitely for escape, you want bleeding. So if you're going to tell me that I can get a mulcher that causes bleeding, I want that shit. And then Silverback kills while in defense mode do 70% splash damage. I'm assuming defense mode is when you hop out of the Silverback and it just stands there by itself and shoots. So that's pretty cool if you want to like use it as a decoy if you're at the door and you want to leave it like a little bit further back so everything attacks it instead of running for you. You could do that. I put the buzzkill on mostly because I don't have everything unlocked, but so unless you're high enough level to have everything, I have the buzzkill on. It's a pretty good weapon. Especially if there's a bunch of juvies running at you, that blade will just go through them, slaughter them all. Yo, this card is broken, alright. Dealing damage grants Lizzy 2 HP. It doesn't seem like a lot. I saw it and I was like, what's 2 HP gonna do for me? But so I was outside and there was just a whole bunch of rejects. I can't remember what map it was. I think it was the clock. And so it's just me and a whole bunch of rejects. And I'm sitting there melee, and I get stim, then I get hit, and I don't die because of the stim. Then I melee, get stim back again, get hit, don't die, and I'm just out meleeing everything because I have stim. And it doesn't just stop at 2 HP. I think it's literally every time you hit an enemy, you get stim. So it I believe it adds up to like 100% at least. So that's pretty crazy. You pretty much always have a freebie where you get hit and you don't die. So that's a nice card. 53% damage resistant from behind. Alright, this card is also really good because on like the clock when you're doing speed runs and you're at the one part right before the end where there's a room like to the left with a boom shot and some ammo crates, which we don't go to, and there's 2 scions and you could either get elites and grenadiers or you could get rejects. That part right there, when you're running, I usually make it past everything, and then the scions are invisible if you're on a high enough difficulty, and I'll get smacked, which usually is a down. But with this card on, I've been hit in the back so many times and lived because I have that. It's like a free hit, so it's really good. Equip a tri-shot which heals the Silverback for 50% of damage dealt. So that could be good. That could be better than this. Tri-shots are nice, but then you'll have a mulcher with bleeding and a tri-shot. You might get confused which one's which, but I mean those are probably pretty good. I would never use that pistol capacity unless I had nothing else. Explosive damage heals Lizzy for 20% of damage dealt. That could be useful, but not with Keegan around. Like, there's other characters that the explosive damage should be left to them. Damaging a full health enemy taunts it. That's not a card I would ever use. Unless there was some map where I had to distract things for some reason. Mac has a card that does the same thing, I'm pretty sure. So. Explosive damage heals the Silverback. So this could be good. With the gold card. Silverback salvo hits increase the duration by 55%. That is a good card. I would use that if I had it unlocked, which I don't, clearly, but I will be using that when I get that. Silverback salvo hits increase Silverback duration. Yeah. I might even use it with this. The only thing is the Silverback doesn't really last that long. So it's like, I don't know if I'll need this card because it probably won't even die before it goes away anyway. So I might not use that, but I definitely want that. Damaging an enemy with low health freezes it for 20%. That could be good. That's probably not a bad card. Sword boost is a no. This one is good if you're playing solo. It's a good backup card in case there's a map you can't beat with all 3 people. Like if you're on Venom Run and there's always someone that dies, and on that map that happens a lot, that could be pretty useful. You could get your super back faster, assuming that you used it in the first place somewhere else in the run. But yeah, that probably wouldn't be, if you have to defend at the end by yourself, that probably wouldn't be a bad card to get. Pop your special twice. Those are all the main cards. Like I said, I wouldn't use Marcus, but if you do plan, it is faster to get XP and escape. Who am I kidding? It's way faster than Horde. So if there's characters in both, definitely do it in escape. Have they patched the speed, the surge? Is it the surge speed run? But I mean, like the clock is a good one. This new map's really not hard. If you a master, it's kind of hard, but besides that, it's easy. Just take the enemy health off, and there's nothing. If you just really want me to sit here and pick 5 cards, then I'll do it. But here's one thing: I hate Marcus. I just hate him. I don't know what his special even is, dude. Does it say what his special does? His ultimate ability will turn any shot by him or any nearby teammates in cover into a headshot. So do I have to be in cover as him? Because it says any of my teammates in cover. Maybe that's why I never knew what it did, because I was never in cover when I used it. We'll just throw a card on. Throw that on. Stim capacity is increased. That's a good card always. I could increase my special if I'm using a Lancer. Or no, what rifle? Wait. What's classified as a rifle in this game? Is the Lancer one? I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to chainsaw people. I mean, maybe that's good. I don't know what all of his cards are yet. That's why I'm just kind of picking things quickly. $45 increased damage, and Marcus has low health. Less damage and cover. Ooh. Alright, there's the rifles right there. That answers my dumb question I should have knew the answer to since I played this game my whole life, but yeah. Alright, so with that, confirming that, then we can do this. So now, Living Legend generates 50 stim per second. My stim is increased 60%, so I gotta have more stim. I have a bigger magazine, which means I have to reload less. I do 30% increased damage with the custom Lancer, which should be a rifle, because there's a picture of a Lancer right there. And rifle hits increase my special by 54%. That seems like a pretty good setup to me. Like, if some of these are good, but I just don't... Lancer recoil is not really that bad, unless it's... Even the retro is not really that bad, so I don't know. 20% larger Living Legend radius. I don't even know what that means, because I thought it just automatically gave you headshots. Isn't that what it says? It automatically turns shots into a headshot, so I don't know why I would need a bigger radius if it's going to automatically turn them into headshots. But anyway, I'm just confusing myself at this point, so that's that. Who do we not go over? Did we miss somebody? Did her. Is that it? I know. I swear I'm missing somebody. I don't know. Maybe. Oh. Well, let's look at them together, boys, because I literally. Oh, he's got 12 cards. Oh my god. Alright, Yo, you want this card, as I said. Anything that says bleeding, you want it. You automatically want it. So, his DR1 that he summons causes bleeding damage at short range. And if it's using an overkill, it's going to be short range anyway. Precision damage causes 10% bleed damage when reinforced DR1 is ready. Okay, so he's got 2 bleeding cards. So this one looks a little more useful. So when you have your special ability ready, any precision damage causes bleeding. That is really good. So you could just never use your special until the very end when you want the DR1. And you could have bleeding the whole match. Score boosts. 20% increased DB weapon damage. That would be good. Bonus damage. It says to wounded enemies, but I mean, so after they get shot once, they're wounded. So there you go. That'll be good. Cause bleeding damage, and he'll do bonus damage. That's a horde card. Why is that? And why, dude? Like Coalition. Why are you putting cards that you? So, what I was about to say is, why are you putting cards that are only useful in horde into this game mode? But then it occurred to me that there's a couple maps that do have lockers on them. So, like Ice Queen, for instance, the Descent. Wait, is it the Descent? No, not the Descent. It's the Gauntlet. So they reload faster. I mean, if you want to use a card for that, maybe Gauntlet that would be useful for, but no other map I don't think that's even useful for. I wouldn't waste my time with it. Maybe Gauntlet. I don't know why you'd be using this guy on Gauntlet anyway, but... So, killing down but not out enemies. So any enemy crawling on the ground deals 20% damage to surrounding enemies. I'm curious what that goes up to. So if you down an enemy and there's a big mob of people there, say they're like, you wait for them to go for the revive and then you finish them, it damages all the things around it. That could be interesting. 20% melee damage resistance, that's pretty good. This is definitely a horde only card, so I don't know why it's in here. Repair 50% faster when enemies are nearby. Why is this a card, Coalition? Maybe they share between both game modes, but they shouldn't. They should just, I don't know. You shouldn't be able to use cards like that in here. 10% increased damage with grenade tags. Don't ever use this card. You're going to kill yourself or one of your teammates, but more than you're going to kill an enemy with it. Precision kills heal all defenses. Repair 100% faster. Sentries do 10% more damage. So there's like 4 cards here that aren't even useful in any way. Anyway. 20% damage resistant to heavy weapon damage. That could be good, but not really. I wouldn't use it. That's pretty good. Sniper shots reduce reinforced DR1 cooldown. Oh, successive sniper shots. It's by 0.7 of a second. Alright, I wish I could highlight what I want to use, so I would definitely use the gold card. I would definitely use both of these bleeding cards if I had the ability, so that's 2. I would use this one, 20% increased DB weapon damage. I'm just gonna say I would use this one unless I find something better in the next row. Killing down but not out enemy deals 20% damage. Alright, I'm gonna say this is number 5. Melee damage resistance. Let me see if there's anything else first. those are the 5. Those are the 5 I would use for Baird. Sorry I can't highlight them, but so those are my setups. As you can see, I play Escape a lot. Everyone's level 18 in here except for you know, these two. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I could see actually how long I've used the characters, if it ever loads. Keegan's not at the top. I don't know why it's up there. Dude, you see how long this takes to load? Yo, I've used Mac for 6 days, dude. Oh my god. So as you can see, you know, some credibility here. I've beat all the hives on Master. I played as Mac for 6 days, so I know what cards to use for Mac, especially. I don't know how Cog Gear is second. That baffles me, actually. I don't even use him. That's weird. But yeah, so I'm gonna upload this to YouTube because I've been getting a lot of questions recently, and I literally just told someone that I would do it. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoy the video. And yeah, waiting for, well, I guess 2 weeks for the new map since I already beat this one in the first day. So yep, thanks for joining the stream. See you guys.